Today we're taking your cooking to the next level by teaching you how to make the ultimate Asian canapé. The dish is called Miso Wasabi Salmon on crispy rice, and it is straight up both one of the most delicious mouthfuls you'll ever eat and a complete showstopper when cooking for your guests. First off, you need to get yourself a lovely fresh fillet of salmon. Lay it down on the chopping board skin side down, and then with a super sharp knife, run your blade along the inside of the salmon skin to de-skin it. You can see here I'm just pressing down firmly but gently on top of the salmon, and I've got this slow sort of rocking motion back and forth. Once the skin's removed, then you want to start chopping this up. You don't have to be meticulous with this bit because ultimately what we're going to do is mash this all up. But first off, what we need to do is just make 100% sure there's no bones left in the fillet. So you can see here the way I'm just running my fingers along the outside of the fillet just to make sure there's nothing there. If you feel anything snag or spike, then make sure to remove these 100% before chopping up. So as you can see here, I'm starting to tackle the fillet, chopping it up whichever way I please. Really no method to the madness here, okay? At this point, I've diced it into sort of 1 centimeter cubes. And then, like I said, we're gonna mash this up. So again, just with a rocking motion, up and down with your knife. You can see I've got my hand down at the pointy end of the knife, and with the handle end, that's where I'm putting the movement in. So if you don't already do this, a handy little knife skill for you, and really great when you're trying to mince things up like this. So run your way through the lot, and you can see it's kind of got to this sort of texture and consistency, which is exactly where we want it, okay? We don't want it to be like a paste, like a complete mush. We still want there to be a bit of a bite, but we also don't want big chunky pieces in there at all. This is gonna end up as a very delicate and refined mouthful. Next, we're going in with 2 teaspoons of sriracha, 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I'm using Canapé here, which is an Asian brand, but you can use regular if you don't have this to hand. And then some white miso. You can see here I'm using around 2 very heaped teaspoons of it, or probably 2 regular tablespoons. 1 tablespoon of agave or maple syrup or honey if you don't have this, and the juice of half a lime. Mix this up and we have a beautiful salmon mixture, perfectly balanced. Salt from the miso, acidity from the lime, creaminess from the salmon and the mayonnaise, sweetness from the agave, and then that undertone of sriracha in there as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Next, we're moving on to the Japanese sushi rice. Here I'm using 500 grams, and you can see I've just placed it in a sieve inside of a pan and rinsed it under warm water, stirring this about with my hand as I go. This will make the water go cloudy after a few minutes of doing it, and at that point, get rid of the water and repeat the process. Then you want to get it in a pan with 600 grams of water, covered with the lid on high heat until you start to see any bubbles form, at which point turn it all the way down to low, and whatever you do not take off the lid whilst this process is going on. It's very important that you don't, and you just trust the process. Okay, so that's cooking, and you're getting very close to putting this all together. Now we're gonna move on to our sauce. So again, I've got some of that Asian Canapé mayo, 3 tablespoons into a small bowl or glass, 1 heaped tablespoon of wasabi, again, another heaped tablespoon of maple syrup, and a half a teaspoon of salt. Mix this up, and as simple as it is, we now have ourselves a stunning wasabi and maple mayonnaise. Next, we're moving on to the finer details. Here we have one of our garnishes, chives. We want to chop these up as finely and delicately as possible. So to do so, I've just got a kitchen cloth, which I'm wrapping them up in, as you can see here. Try and keep everything as tight as possible as you do this. And then with that same very sharp knife that you use to de-skin the salmon, run your blade all the way down this, trying your very best to get these as wafer thin as possible. This is where you really put your knife skills to the test. Set these aside in a bowl, and now we're moving on to our next garnish, which is wafer thin jalapeno. For this though, it's best if you use a mandolin. If you don't have one to hand, absolutely fine. You can still use that sharp knife. And also, if you don't have access to jalapeno, that's fine. You can just use any regular chili. Slice these up and place these in a small bowl or cup with cold water. Now, sushi rice is cooked, and we've decanted it into a baking tray. This is just to let the rice breathe a bit, and whilst it's doing so, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of black sesame and 2 tablespoons of toasted white sesame. Give this all a good mix up to make sure all thoroughly incorporated, and then we're gonna decant into a Tupperware or dish of some sort lined with cling film. This may seem extra, but this is a critical step in the cooking process. You can't skip this. Once it's in there, you wanna just wet your hand and press down on the rice mixture. Again, firm but gentle, making sure it's all pressed down and getting really nice and compact. From here, we're gonna set this in the fridge ideally overnight, if not at least 3 or 4 hours. And then something special happens. When we take it out, we can cut through it just like this. And because of how much the rice has hardened, we can slice this into proper angular cubes. So you can see here, as the dish I was using had sort of rounded edges, I'm just slicing this up to make a super crisp and clean rectangle to work with. And we're pretty much there. All we have to do now is get some oil on for deep frying. And then with that same very sharp knife that you've used throughout this whole cook, slice your way through the rice, creating as perfect a rice cube as you can get. So into the hot oil they go, and naturally these are going to bubble and spit quite a bit because of all the latent water within the rice, but that's all part of the fun. So just with a couple of chopsticks, a spatula, a pair of tongs, whatever you use to get the job done, just turn these around and make sure they're getting cooked as evenly as possible on every side. After roughly 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the heat of your oil, remove these onto a plate with a cloth, and that's just going to help absorb any of the excess oil. We want these to be crispy, crunchy, but not overly oily. So if you've made it this far, then well done. You've absolutely smashed it. Now time to assemble this and put it all together. So line these up on a plate. I like to do it in a sort of diagonal angle, and then we're going to top with that wasabi-maple mayo. Once that's on, next layer is the sriracha miso salmon. So with a couple of teaspoons, super delicately take some of the salmon and pop it onto each of these. The aim is to get it stacked quite nice and high, but obviously not so much so that they completely topple over. Once that's on, we're going on with the delicate wafer-thin chives, and you can see just how stunning this dish is starting to look. A seriously high-level Japanese style canape that's sure to completely wow anybody that you cook this for. And last but not least, those delicate razor-fine jalapeno slices, and you can see what's happened to them in the water. They've kind of just bent and curled up a tiny bit, and there you have it. Miso wasabi salmon on crispy rice, a true 10 out of 10 canape, a true showstopper, and pretty much as good as a mouthful gets. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you for the next one.